Previous relationships, how did you know if this person was someone you cared about or if they were you loved, if you ever loved them or anything?
Of course, it's the physical attraction. There's also the emotional connection and other little things that kind of stand out. Things that this person might enjoy doing, things that you have in common. So, of course, this is a very general idea, but there's something around that.
Do you ever think you were in love before?
I don't know.
Are you currently in a relationship?
Of course,
Are you in love?
I would say so. Some days it's like, what? It's like the person you love sometimes makes you just want to pull your hair. Like, but I guess that's part of the process.
How would you personally describe love?
Ask me a math question. It's too hard. I don't know. Just love is. I mean, you can love so many things. You know, the love that I have for my daughter is very different than the love that I have for cheeseburger. You know, tacos. So I love what? Love in general, or love like a person? Valentine's love, or what?
Yeah, a romantic love.
It's kind of hard to answer.
Do you think young people could actually experience love or does it come with time?
I don't know. To ask like a love expert. I can only speak about my experiences. You know, when I was your guys' age, I used to like girls, and I would feel some butterflies, you know, and I would see a person. I don't know if that's love. So I would get a little bit nervous when this person was around. I don't know. Those are some symptoms of what love is. Of course, it's got to be some sort of attraction.
So, stop.
Are you in a relationship currently?
Yes, I currently am in a relationship. I've been married to my husband. It'll be March 26th. I've been married 35 years. 35 years. Well, he actually lived next door to me. So we met as neighbors.
Are you in a relationship currently?
Yes, I'm married.
How did you meet your significant?
It was a blind date. I was set up by a mutual friend who was my former colleague at McFadden Intermediate. Some students may know him. His name is Mr. Armstrong. So, yeah, he thought that we would make a good match. That was 15 and a half years ago, so I guess he was right.
Are you currently in a romantic relationship?
I am.
How did you meet your significant other?
We met, funny story, we met officially online. But we had mutual friends as well who were trying to, or had a mutual friend who actually was trying to set us up. But we ended up getting paired up online, so we kind of met more through that. But either way, it was cool.
You in a relationship currently?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm married. Yes, I'm
yes.
definitely in a relationship. Long-term relationship.
For how many years?
I've been married for in It's gonna be 4 years in September. Yeah.
And how did you meet your significant other?
When I was in college, like early years, I think I was either like a freshman or maybe a sophomore. I went to a concert, and that was the first time that I saw her. But I didn't really interact with her, and it wasn't until maybe 5 or 6 years later that I met her again at a different concert. She wasn't my friend personally, but she was part of a group of friends. So that's how I met her.
So how do you sort of know or feel that they're the one, you know?
Well, it just kind of clicks. Yeah, we've always had a lot in common, and at the time I was going to Santa Ana College, and I was taking a racquetball class. And my current husband would come and meet me at the class and play racquetball with me, and just that's how we connected, through sports, through racquetball specifically.
How'd you know he'd be the one for you?
Honestly, a lot of it had to do with the mutual friend with Mark Armstrong, because I thought very highly of him, and I figured that if he was suggesting that I meet this person who became my husband, I figured there had to be a really good reason behind it. And then it came down to we have the same kind of shared values, and he's very smart. I was looking for someone who's very smart and driven, and so it was not my first marriage. My first marriage, my husband passed away, so I was a widow, and so I guess what I'm saying is, for the second time around, I was thinking more with my head and really trying to be smart. Like, is this a good person for me? Not necessarily being led by just my emotions and, just attraction and chemistry and all that. I was a little bit more thoughtful and mature about it, I think.
Click. How do we click? Well, I think we're both like I think we're both kind of similar personalities. No, try not to be too intense or take things too seriously. So we try not to get mad at each other too often. So it was more like, she's really easy to be around. I'm hoping I'm easy to be around, and then we just kind of like progress from there.
Do you think by chance you guys are in love, or is it just something else, like temporary desire or lust?
Or could it be chemicals in my head?
Yeah.
In our heads, right? Let's just say this, all right? I definitely think we love each other. All right. Now, I think that my experience, like being in love, can be a tricky thing. And I think it can kind of be like such that emotions can go up and down. And sometimes we feel like things are really good, we're in love, things are just like okay. But I think what's important for me is to know that, this is my choice, this is her choice. And we made the choice, and we're going through with it, right?
How do you know or feel if they're the one for you, that are gonna stick by you for years?
I think everything starts. Well, I don't know. I guess it works differently for different people. But I think obviously, you start a relationship because you're physically attracted to someone, and everyone is attracted to different types of people, different looks, whatever. But it's sort of physical attraction. But then obviously it goes beyond that. Do they care about you? Do you have the same interest? do you guys have some of the same values, the same beliefs about life, about families, and then your children and how to raise children and things like that. And I think if you have things that you enjoy doing together, if you have beliefs that are similar, again, maybe I think having a similar background is also important, at least for me. The same upbringing. And all those things are important, and they sort of bring you comfort in that you're going to be with this person for forever, but you never really know. But having, I think, again, common interests, common values, common background, caring about each other, having respect for each other is very important. Communicate, knowing that you have a good level of communication. All things are a good foundation, but you never know. But I mean, right at this point, because we have all those things in common, I feel like we'd be together forever.
Have you ever felt that you were in love before you found your current partner, your current husband?
Yeah, there was one other person that I was in love with that had been years before. So when I met my current husband, I hadn't been in a relationship for a few years.
So, if you were in love before and it didn't work out, what do you think happened to that sort of feeling?
Well, I think for one thing, you have to have the same values as the person that you're in a relationship with. And that's what happened in the first relationship that I was in. We really didn't have the same values. So my husband and I today, we have many of the same values.
From previous relationships, have you ever felt in love?
Yeah. So, I was married before, so I was definitely in love then. And my first real boyfriend was when I think I was 19 or 20. And I think in my own way, I loved him, but then again, I got over him pretty quickly after he dumped me. So I now look back and wonder if that was really love, because, I was really young. So it's okay now because he's bald. And he's a drummer. Really, that wouldn't have been a good idea.
Have you ever been in love in previous relationships?
Yeah, I would say one time.
Have you ever felt that you were in love before you found your current partner?
There's different. When I think of love, I think there's different types of love. Like as a child, I think my concept of love was how I felt towards my parents. I cared deeply about them. They meant so much to me. I mean, they still do, right? And you're willing to do anything for them. You give your life for your parents. You do everything in life as a child for your parents. You want to get good grades for your parents. Like, your parents are your concept of love, and that you're feeling how you feel towards them. That was love. That is love. And then I think, and then you get older, and then you start, dating or whatever, and you start getting feelings, those sort of same feelings for another person, and then eventually. You find the person that you have that feeling towards, that you have towards your parents, someone that you care deeply about, that you respect, that you're willing to make sacrifices for, and things like that. And then, then you have children, and then it's like a different type of love. Like, you're willing to do everything for your children. They mean the world to you. For me, I think when I had children, I think that was the real, I'm like, this is like real love. Not that I didn't love my parents, but again, that was like a different type of love. Not that I don't love my wife, but that's a different type of love. But then the love that I have for my children, I think is like on a whole different level. And so have I felt love before, right? That was the question that you asked. And, I don't know how many people know this, but I was married before, so I'm definitely, as a child, I was in love with my parents, right? And then I got married and I was in love with that person. But I got married. I think part of it was really young. I think part of it is like I didn't really date a lot, and so it was kind of like the first person that I dated was like, oh, this is a person that I love, and we were both really young. But regardless, I thought I was in love with this person, but then we both sort of realized that we weren't compatible, and there were things, and we sort of grew apart, and there was things that we didn't agree on, and so it didn't work out. And so then, I fell in love again. So yeah, I've been in love before with my parents, obviously I got married once, so obviously there was some love there. But yeah, I mean, so you're going to feel love in many different ways. But when it comes to a relationship, because I was married before, I would say, yeah, that, I guess I was.
Well, the next question. How would you personally describe romantic?
Romantic love is like infatuation when you see someone that you think you're attracted to. So romantic love is more attraction based. I think when you're in a committed relationship for so long, it's more of an understanding and a lifelong commitment. And it's unconditional. And to do things together and work on issues together. So it's more of a give and take. It's more of a lasting.
How do you personally describe what love is?
Love is, I think it's best described in the Bible. In 1 Corinthians, Paul, the apostle, talks about love having qualities like being patient, being kind, not accounting for wrongs, and the unconditional kind of love. The love that is willing to accept the people that you love for who they are, and have forgiveness for them.
How would you personally describe love?
I would love. I think there's a lot of different types of love, right? The love that I've had with my family members versus the love that I've had for my pets versus the love I've had for my friends, and love I've had for my fiance or things of that sort. So I think definitely different aspects, and all the loves are super important, But I think one thing is like a love of knowing that I'll do really anything for them, and not really for any ulterior motive other than the fact that I really, really care about them.
You said you were in a romantic love before. What happened to that love?
It was just too dramatic, so too much ups and downs. It was like a roller coaster ride, and I don't think that's really sustainable for the long term, So just wasn't gonna happen. Just too much drama.
Do you think love comes with experience, or it just happens randomly?
Romantic love?
Yeah.
Not sure. I think that to a certain extent, with experience, you can know what type of person you feel like you would fit best with. And that can kind of help you to be in a place where you can have a long-term, stable relationship, and be able to have, that love be something where it can be sustained. However, I don't know. That's why love is such a complicated topic, right? Because there is no perfect solution to it, and that's why, like, so many people fall in and out of relationships, and yeah. So I kind of see it multifaceted answer, right? So experience can help you find the right person potentially, or hopefully avoid the wrong people. But does that guarantee that you're going to be in love with that person? Well, then it goes back to what I said earlier about the choice. You choose to make the choice, you weigh your options, and you make that choice, and you decide on it, and you stick with it.
What made you believe you were in love before?
I think that was a certain feeling of not, like, thinking that I couldn't be without that person. That no matter how bad things got, I still wanted to make it work, But eventually that kind of feeling competes with the drama. And eventually the drama outweighed that desire to be with her.
From seeing relationships from middle college, do you think kids here have an understanding of what love possibly could be, or?
Well, that's a really good question, because I had commented earlier that I think I was too young when I was 19 to really understand what love is. But we've had, quite a few couples throughout the years that have stuck together for a long time. So I guess time will tell. I think that there's so much going on when you're young and when you're a teenager, and the whole, my friend calls it the hormonal bath of the early days, when you're just so, it's like you're on drugs, about this person. But I remember our principal, Mrs. Flint. I don't know if many students remember her, but her husband was her high school sweetheart. And so I think there are some cases where, teens can fall in love, and it really can be for a lifetime.
Do you think in general people confuse lust and desire currently with love?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think you really have to wait until that period of time passes to know whether your initial feelings of attraction, which are so overwhelming and strong, really have enough, if there's enough compatibility and enough willingness on the part of both people for it to be a successful relationship. So I think people do get confused, for sure. Yeah.
Do you think students here at middle college know what love is, or is it just them being teenagers and wanting something?
And once again, romantic love, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I can't assess everyone, but it's kind of hard. It's not like a topic that we really talk about a lot in school. Like, we don't. It probably wouldn't be appropriate to talk to students about, like, do they feel like they're in love and stuff like that. But so I don't quite have too much experience with students in their personal lives in that respect. But I'm not gonna say that no teenager can know what that feels like, because I'm sure there are some who do. I'm assuming that there are some who do. Right? Oh, hold on! Don't pause it. Now, from my experience, when I was a teenager, I think I was so far away from knowing what romantic love was. But that's also because I didn't really have too much experience in romance at that point. So, but yeah, I think it's something where maybe, I don't know, getting back to your point earlier about does experience help you to fall in love, right? I think experience can kind of give you more of an idea of what love is. But once again, I don't know, finding that person, well, I think we can be in love with a lot of different people. I think that love can happen anywhere. But I think of two different things, right? One is a sustainable relationship that you can get married and you feel like you can live a long life together, versus the other aspect is this romantic love, where that could be a lot of feelings there, right? However, sometimes they go together. Hopefully they go together, but I think you can definitely have this side without this side, and that's what my previous relationship was like, and that's why there was no real way that we could continue going. And I'm sure there's talking with people who've been married for a long time, like sometimes this side or this type of love can come and go in their long sustained relationship. But hopefully overall they've made that commitment with each other that overall they know that they both love each other and are in love with each other. Okay? Cool.
The question.
And you answered the next one too. How do you personally describe love? I think you gave that too.
Yeah.
So last question is, do you think the students here at MCHS have a good concept of what love is?
I think like again, the concept of love is maybe the feeling that you have towards your parents, who at this point still mean a lot to you. But I think when it comes to love and what love means in a relationship with either a person of the opposite sex or same sex or whatever, I don't think any teenager really has the concept down. I mean, there's some adults that don't have the concept down, because it's tricky, because it means so many things. And I think sometimes we teach it, or when we think about it as a feeling, And I think that's the first thing, is like you're physically attracted to someone, and so you have this feeling towards this person, and you think that is love, right? But I would say that's like the initial thing that draws you to that person, is that feeling. You're like, well, this is love. But then love is much more than just that initial feeling. Love is, again, do you respect this person? Are you willing to make sacrifices for this person? Are you willing to put your individual interests aside for this person? Are you willing to, can you have an argument with this person and get over it? And, can you respect their beliefs? Do you guys have common interests? There's all these other things that I think teenagers aren't thinking about yet. They're just thinking about the physical. Like, I like this person, I'm attracted to them. And then we think that is love, and it is not. It is much more than that. And I think, in my opinion, it's why you need to sort of, maybe date or, wait longer before you say I'm in love, and then you sort of think that this is the right person, or that you are with this person. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what is the right answer to that. But yeah, I think I would say teenagers don't have the concept. But again, a lot of people don't. And again, part of it is there probably needs to be a class on, I mean, and what is love, right? I mean, we can have a whole debate about it, and what does science say about love? Is it real? Yeah, so I would say no.